take a game off him? I don't know, but we'll find out soon, because spawning in the bottom right-hand position on King Sejong Station, ladies and gentlemen, representing Team Liquid.net, he's now one map away from facing Scarlet in the grand finals of the Foreign Hope. It is, of course, Bunny. And his opponent, spawning in the top left-hand position as the red Protoss player, luckless in this tournament despite taking some maps off some really good players and showing us some good gameplay overall. He's got one more chance to show us he can win against some of the best. Representing Vega Squadron, it's DmC.
So DmC, it didn't go too well for him in the last game. He went for a Blink Stalker aggressive play, and unfortunately for him, Bunny got a money scout out, saw the blink come straight away through, and then it was gonna be very, very tough times after that. However, this is another game. It's on a 2-player spawn map. Bunny isn't 2-raxing him, which is something that obviously you could see here, although probably not against Protoss. Yeah, this is going to be exciting to see how this goes. If Bunny wins, remember, he faces off against Scarlet in the grand final, which will be occurring next week. It was meant to happen straight after this series, but due to Scarlet having commitments with WCS America,
I hear that's a pretty important tournament.
Yeah, it is. If she wins, she can go off to BlizzCon as well. So
yeah, man.
It is very, very important for her, and that's of course why Rotterdam isn't here today as well. But yeah, the difference between first and second is $600. First place gets $1,200. Second place $600. The difference between getting second and coming in third, fourth for Bunny is a lot more than that. $600 for second, $240 for third and fourth. That's a big step.
Yeah, man, that's I mean, that's definitely worth winning a best of 3 for. So
$600 is a worthwhile, like, I know it doesn't sound like the biggest prize pool in the world, but if you think for a 6-player invitational, they've had to play 3 days worth of StarCraft, which not really very many games, 5 best of 3s. If you walk away with $600,
yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a good payday in terms of the amount of time and effort you put in, no matter what business you're in, let alone esports. So,
and that's a minimum of 600 as well, don't forget.
If you get in the finals, you could go up to $1,200, which is a very nice payday.
Can't complain about that at all. We've got the Mothership Core popping out now for DmC. Will be able to chase the SCV outside of his base. In the meantime, Bunny just casually plonking his command center on the low ground. And it's actually a very, very long way on this map between the main and natural. So floating it over from the main just takes that much longer. And, well, no real threats coming in, to be perfectly honest. Mothership Core is on its way. You've got a Reaper as well, going to try and do a little bit of harassment. But a Stalker will be able to keep him honest.
No, just looking around. Not too much really to be concerned about for either side. They're both getting down their natural bases. We could be going into a bit of a longer game here, although there is a Protoss player, so 2 base all-ins are certainly quite likely.
Yep, it's possible. Well, that you've also got... Ooh, hello, Mothership Core picking out that SCV, building the natural. There you go. That's one of the disadvantages of moving onto the low ground there. It might be slightly frustrating. Notice the Mothership Core didn't try to pick apart the SCVs that were by the bunker, because they could just head in there if they wanted to. He's instead going to be going for the SCV building the factory, and it looks like he's going to get it as well. Yes, he does.
Manage to do it. Could even get a second one here. Bunny definitely wants that factory. The Marines aren't out yet because of the fact that Reapers came out initially here.
Ooh, and that's way too many Marines.
Yep.
Very nice surprise attack there from Bunny, saying, okay, yes, you killed 2 of my workers, you delayed my command city, you delayed my factory, I'm going to delay your life just a little bit and pick off this Mothership Core here. So nice little pick off there. And the Twilight Council, by the way, is now completing for DmC, and the Reaper once again sees absolutely everything.
That was possibly the earliest scout of a Blink Chrono Boost I have ever seen in a game of StarCraft. It came literally as the Twilight Council finished, so Bunny now knows what's up. He's already going a lot more tech heavy than he was before, and he's going to be looking for some mine drops. 1 in production, a medevac should be coming out of this starport, plus those Marines. And it's a smart play, because he knows that going for that Twilight Council, an Observer is going to be delayed a little bit. Might have a good shot.
Yeah, I think... well, we're once again in a situation where Bunny has a big read on what DmC is doing. And then the question becomes, what is DmC's follow-up? Is he instead going to be going for a lot more gateways this game and just going ahead with the blink hole in anyway? Or is he going to do what it looks like he's going to do, which is the same thing as last game, just stick to the 3 gateways for now, and try and defend this? Last game, unfortunately, it didn't go too well for him, but maybe he put that down to micro mistakes, and he's happy to do the same again and try and defend a 3rd. We'll see. But third's a little bit tricky to hold on this map.
Yeah, it's definitely harder to hold a third base as a Protoss player on this map compared to Overgrowth, just because of the positioning. Mine Drop is going to be coming across now. There will be an observer in plenty of time. DmC doesn't have... Oh no, he saw the factory, so maybe he guessed this is a possibility. He's rallying that first observer back, so he should be safe from the mines. At least the main natural will be a little bit exposed.
Yeah, it's just a single mine in that medevac at the moment. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. And oh, very, very nice instant. Oh no, what are you doing, Sacrificial Pro? Okay. So there we go. Everyone else can get back to mining. Nothing to see here. One of your colleagues may have just died in a rather horrible way, but we have an observer on the way, so chill out.
The days since industrial accident counter must be incredibly low for StarCraft race
That
workers.
wasn't an industrial accident, man. That was very much an industrial on purpose.
An industrial murder.
Yeah, that was an industrial. Hey, Fred, why don't you go check out that cliff over there? That's exactly what that was.
How could it be? It can't really be classed as a murder, though, if you think about it, because that mine was just sitting there. Like, if you step on a mine, unless your boss planted the mine there, surely it is a bit of an accident.
It's true. Like, it's actually the boss at the other company that planted it there. So really, it's industrial sabotage is what
Corporate espionage.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, picking off a couple more units out in the middle of the map here as DmC looking to make his presence known. Total number of gateways he has at the moment, by the way, is still the 3, but he has got 2 more on the way, and he's warping in more units here at the back rocks at the natural expansion.
It's a nice angle to go in at here. You can get into a good siege up position. Note the 2 bunkers are defending for the normal entrance to the natural. There's 2 tanks, though. And let us not forget, tanks are pretty potent up against small groups of Blinkstalkers.
He has to get in and then immediately blink on the high ground and take out the tanks within the first few seconds of the engagement, basically. And here we go. Whoa, and the tanks definitely spotted. There's the blink. One tank. There we go. 2 tanks, and the third one is still on the ramp, so I don't think this is going to be fine.
Note the observer was sniped off with that scan there. DmC is down to just a mere 9 stalkers, although only 5 of them are currently in the base. The rest are getting warped in. The SCV is going to block these stalkers, actually, so they've got nowhere to blink away to. It does mean that a couple of more SCVs were killed, but it guarantees that these stalkers die. Barney knows that if he picks those off, he's going to be in a very, very nice position. The tank's still up on the high ground, only 1 of them there. Big warp in his zealots. Is it going to be enough?
Yeah, 11 workers killed so far, but it's 43 to 41 workers in favor of Bunny right now, ladies and gentlemen, and he's got mules on his side as well. This army is being disintegrated. Unfortunately, a second tank comes out, and DmC absolutely has to get out of dodge. He's not in a great position right now. He's at 62 supply versus 78. I suppose the consolation is that Bunny can't just unsiege his tanks and move across the map and kill him, because if he does that, he does then actually leave himself open to the stalkers blinking back in.
The way Bunny's playing this is smart, though. He's grabbing in a 3rd CC, grabbing in, obviously, some upgrades. He's saying, well, I know I'm ahead at this stage. I might have lost a couple of workers, but I've got mules. I can afford to be down a few workers. My opponent won't have a 3rd. He's attempting to get it now, but it'll be delayed. And his tech is also delayed. So, all in all, Bunny knows he's quite a long way ahead. And he's just playing out the game safely.
Yeah, exactly right. There's no need to rush things too much. He's got, let me see, not quite the gas yet for that +1
Oh,
armor.
this is
he
nice.
Might be popping in very shortly, and so stopping the 3rd command center, possibly forcing it to be cancelled as well. And yeah, it does force it to be cancelled. So at least DmC trying his best to continuously poke in and reminding Bunny that he can't just walk out of his base as well. I think that's important.
Another important scan here. Bunny able to see the 3rd being taken, and this may trigger him to move out and get a bit aggressive, thinking that DmC has cut a few corners and able to be able to afford that.
Whoops, needs to be a little bit careful there. And the stalkers will just about get out, but he knows that this is the timing for Bunny to move out. So he has a choice. He can loop around the back and try and continue to harass, but really he's just banking on Bunny continuing to sort of come back and defend. Or he can go back with the stalkers to defend. Either way, things do look a little bit bleak for a Protoss player right now.
Bunny, in terms of overall army supply, 73 to 30. He's also got the +1 upgrade advantage, +1 armor for the Protoss units. I don't think it's going to be done in time. It's still a good 30 seconds away from completion. Bunny should hit before then, at least if he goes anytime soon. Looking at the 3rd base, DmC, I don't even know if Bunny's going to go for that. He could happily wait. Looks like the 3rd +1 armor is actually going to be done in time for DmC. I take all of that back. Bunny just biding his time.
Yeah, he kind of paused for a second there, and that really gave him enough time. But with this number of tanks, I think it's going to be very difficult. He's going to leapfrog forward, and I actually think he's just going to take down the natural. He knows the third is, yes, it's a useful source of income, but really wants to pick off the army at the moment. That's what's big. Here we go, Guardian Shield. There is an Immortal in with this army. Is he going to be able to pick off the tanks? He gets 1, 2 shots off on the tank. Will a second tank goes down? A third tank almost going down, but it's not enough. There aren't enough gateway units, and Liquid Bunny, ladies and gentlemen, advances to the grand final of the Foreign Hope, where he is going to face off against Scarlet.